Hi, my love and lovelies. You guys know what this is. April the 14th is on its way, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we're having what do you think we're having? A Game of Thrones party, yes. And y'all know I don't even like parties and people and all of that stuff, but Game of Thrones is coming. So we're going to have a party. They don't know that yet, but well, I think they do. If they don't know, they will find out. Come April the 14th. I don't want no mess. I don't want nobody talking. I don't want nobody coming in and out of the house during my show, or we going to have some problems. But anyway, for those of you all, and excuse me because I have a slight, I don't even think I have a cold. I think it's just my allergies. But I'm going to do a recap. This recap is from Pure Wow. Yeah, Pure Wow. Yeah, so this isn't something that I came up with because I don't have time for that. But I will be doing reviews when it comes on. But I'm going all the way back for some of you all that, are new to the Game of Thrones and for y'all that are, familiar with the Game of Thrones. I just think thought that I try to catch everybody up or give people who haven't seen it, a glimpse of what we've been enjoying. Well, anyway, so Pure Wow, again, this is from Pure Wow. This is a season one recap. Um, Unfortunately, we don't all have time to rewatch the past season sevens of Game of Thrones before it returns on April the 14th. I'm so excited. So whether you're a fan who just wants to refresh your memory or someone who's never seen the show before, I don't even know how that's possible. We'll be recapping each season of the hit HBO series using broad strokes to arm you with all of the information you need before heading into the eighth and final season. Without further ado, let's get started with season one. The Starks. We're first introduced to the White Walkers before everyone else. We see them picking off villages of wildlings and rangers of the Night's Watch. But one ranger survives the ambush and is so shaken up by the encounter, he abandons his vows and ditches the war. I remember that. He's discovered by Ned Sharp. I said Shark Stark, and executed for his desertion. But not before telling Ned that the White Walkers are back. Ned Stark is the Lord of Winterfell and one of the King of Westeros. How you pronounce that? Westeros. I should know this. Robert Barath. Oh my God, y'all gonna get me for this, but I don't remember this back in season one. Robert Baratheon's. Oh yeah. Robert Baratheon's best friends. That was the freaking king. Yes. Ned and his sons discover a pack of Dowwoods on their way back to Winterfell, one for each Stark child. Then Ned learns that the hand of the king, Jon Arryn, who who was basically a surrogate father to Ned, has been poisoned and died. Y'all, I'm screwing this all up. Robert Baratheons. I'm gonna have to go back and look at. I gotta go back. See, this is what happens when I gotta go back. And I watched it. I watched it from season one all the way through like three times. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at that because I need to figure out who Robert Baratheons is. Is it? Okay. King Robert and his wife Cersei Lannisters. That Cersei. Mm, Travel up north to Winterfell with their entire family to ask Ned to replace Jon Arryn as Hand of the King, which is basically like being vice president. The two of them also agreed to join their houses together by marrying Ned's oldest daughter, Sansa. Or Sansa. How you pronounce Sansa? Sansa. Y'all gonna be like, you don't know what you talking about, girl. Sansa. Sansa. Listen, I'm gonna look at it again. To Robert's oldest daughter, Joffrey. Yes, okay, I knew I was right. Baratheon, that was the king. Okay, I gotta go, y'all. I'm gonna look at this again. I'm gonna binge watch. Um, I'm gonna binge watch. Today. I'm gonna binge watch. Yeah, I'm gonna start tonight because yeah, I gotta watch this again because I can't remember all of these people. But anyway, um, where was I at? Sansa. Robert's oldest daughter, Jeffrey. Oldest son, Jeffrey. We also learn the story of how Robert became king. He was originally supposed to marry Ned's sister, um, Lyanna, but then Lyanna was kidnapped, raped, and murdered by the former king's son, Rhaegar Targaryen. I'm not gonna say nothing. This led Robert to wage war against the entire Targaryen family with Ned by his side, a war that they won. Ned plans to head south to the capital of Westeros. I'm gonna gotta go back and figure out how to pronounce that. Westeros. And if somebody, I don't have that many subscribers, but anyway, somebody, if you all know how to pronounce it, break it up for me. And cause I, I should know this, but I don't remember. Westeros, King's Landing, with his two daughters, Sansa. That's how you pronounce it, and Arya, who is a total tomboy and wants to learn how to fight like the boys. As is Arya. Now I'm confusing myself or whatever. Is preparing to leave. Her half brother Jon Snow, he's such a cutie, who is Ned Stark's bastard son, born while he was off at war, comes and gives Arya a little sword that she names Needle. He tells her to practice with it. Being a bastard, Jon has no rightful claim to anything at Winterfell, so he decides to leave and joins the Night's Watch, which is essentially like joining the army, except it's a commitment you make for life. Ned's younger brother, Benjen, is a member of the Night's Watch, so Jon will be protected and able to live a life without the shadow of his bastard origin hanging over him. Jon leaves his father and goes to the wall with his uncle Benjen and the queen's younger brother. You know what? Okay, so Uncle Benjen, listen, I'm gonna have to go back because I don't even remember him from the season. I really don't. I only remember. Okay, yeah, I don't remember him, so I got to go back and pay attention and try to find out exactly where. Um, to try to remember if I remember seeing him in the first season. I just don't remember. Um. Let's see. Where was I? Oh Jesus. Okay. So Jon will be protected and able to live a life without the shadow of his bastard origin hanging over him. Jon leaves his father and goes to the wall with his uncle Benjen and the queen's younger brother, Tyrion Lannister, who is a dwarf and has always wanted to see the wall. Once they arrive, however, Uncle Benjen decides he is going to go north. That's probably why I don't remember seeing him of the wall on an expedition to see if the reports of the White Walkers returning are true. He was gone for a long time, y'all. Before Ned leaves to go to King's Landing, his son Bran decides to climb up one of the towers at Winterfell, as kids do, when he sees Queen Cersei Lannister having sex with her twin brother Jaime Lannister. Child. They catch Bran spying on them, and Jaime pushes Bran out the window, paralyzing the boy and leaving him in a coma, clinging for his life. He pushed that little boy out. I mean, like, y'all, if you all haven't seen it, I need for you to start watching it, and for those who have seen it, watch that one again, because I could not believe that man just pushed that little boy out that window like that. Despite the circumstances, Ned and his daughters leave for King's Landing. Once they get there, Ned starts investigating the death of the previous hand of the king to try to determine why the queen and her brother would have wanted him dead. Arya starts taking sword fighting lessons with a Braavosi swordsman named Sario Foray to help her train with Needle. Meanwhile, Sansa starts forging a relationship with Queen Cersei as she prepares to one day be queen herself. Back at Winterfell, a hired assassin shows up to try and kill Bran in the middle of the night, but Caitlyn, is that how I pronounce her name? Stark catches him in the act and wrestles him to the ground. Then Bran's direwolf comes and kills the would-be assassin. Caitlyn takes the assassin's Val oh my gosh, Valerian steel knife and travels down to King's Landing and try and figure out who gave this expensive blade to an assassin to kill her son. She a beast too, y'all. In King's Landing, Caitlyn shows the blade to Ned and her childhood friend Petri Bayless, aka Littlefinger. Oh my goodness gracious! That's why I don't really know how to pronounce his name because I know him by Littlefinger, who runs a brothel in town and is also the treasurer, master of corn for the entire kingdom. Petra tells her the blade used to belong to him, but he lost it in a bet to the queen's brother Tyrion. Caitlyn leaves King's Landing to travel back, which that probably was a lie. Caitlyn leaves King Landing to travel back to Winterfell, but along the way runs into Tyrion at an inn. Caitlyn arrests Tyrion and takes him to the Eyrie, a castle in the region of the Westeros, known as the Vale, where Caitlyn's sister Lysa lives. Lysa is the widow of Jon Arryn, and she firmly believes the Lannisters were the ones who poisoned her husband. Tyrion has a trial by combat and has a sellsword named Bronn fight for him against one of the Knights of the Vale. Bronn wins and Tyrion is set free. In King's Landing, Ned starts to unravel the mystery of what Jon Arryn if I'm not pronouncing that name, somebody pronounce it for me. Was doing in his final days before he was killed, and realizes that he had been investigating the true birth of the king's children with Cersei Lannister, because she was sleeping with her brother, y'all. Ned quickly realizes that Joffrey, Tommen, and Marcella are not actually the king's children and instead are the product of an incest. What I tell y'all, the Lannisters attack the Starks once they find out Catelyn Stark has taken their younger brother Tyrion as her prisoner, killing many Stark men and injuring Ned. The king decides to go on a hunt to clear his mind of this brewing chaos, and while on the hunt suffers a bad wound at the hand of a wild boar. On his deathbed, King Robert tells Ned that he wants him to rule Westeros until his son Joffrey is old enough to take over and signs a decree saying exactly that. Ned doesn't have the heart to tell him the truth about his son Joffrey, but has slowly started to send letters to King Robert's brothers to let them know that they are actually next in line for the throne. At Winterfell, Bran finally wakes up from his coma with no memory of what happened to him. He doesn't remember seeing Queen Cersei and Jaime Lannister having sex in the tower. Okay. Bran is now paralyzed from the waist down and has started having some odd dreams that seem to foreshadow something bad happening. In King's Landing, once the king has died, Ned goes to the throne room to confront the queen and her son, who have already taken their place on the Iron Throne. He shows them the signed letter from King Robert requesting that Ned rule until Joffrey has come of age, but also says he knows the truth about Joffrey being an incest bastard. That's what I don't understand in TV. Like, why you telling? Like, oh gosh, whatever. Cersei tears up the letter from Robert and throws Ned in prison for speaking such treason about her son Joffrey, who is the new king. Sansa pleads with Joffrey for her father's life, but Joffrey doesn't listen and publicly executes Ned. I could not believe, y'all, I couldn't believe that. It's like, this is why I have a love-hate relationship with the Game of Thrones, because the Game of Thrones is off the chain. The Game of Thrones, these people who are supposed to be like the stars of the show, listen, there ain't no star of the show. There is no star of the show. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. So, whatever. Um, they execute Ned while Arya watching from the crowd. Arya is grabbed from the crowd by a man of the Night's Watch who knows who she is. He cuts her hair and makes her look like a boy to disguise her identity and smuggles her out of King's Landing with his new recruits to bring her back north to her family, the Targaryens. That y'all, I could not believe it when they just executed Ned Stark like that. I was like, I knew somebody was gonna come to his rescue. No, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why you will that I think that's the reason why the Game of Thrones is so exciting and so intense, because you never know what might happen. Alright, so the Targaryens. Across the world, we learn there are only two Targaryens alive. Rhaegar's younger brother, Viserys, I don't know, and his younger sister, Daenerys. The two of them were smuggled out of Westeros, what Westeros as babies during the war, and now living in Essos. Ves, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Daenerys, Veseria, whatever. Is plotting and planning his return to the Westeros to take back the Iron Throne, and has decided to marry his younger sister to the king of the Dothraki, Drogo. I should know how to pronounce that because I love this part. That man is so sexy. To gain allies for the war to come. At the wedding, Daenerys is given a very valuable gift: three petrified dragon eggs, as a homage to her family's long history of riding and taming dragons. Daenerys also meets Sir Jorah Mormont at her wedding. Jorah is an exiled king of the Seven Kingdoms who was banished from Westeros by Ned Stark for selling people into slavery. He has decided to pledge his sword to the Targaryens in an attempt to go back home. His father also happens to be the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, who has taken Jon Snow on as a sort of surrogate son, even giving him his family ancestry sword since his son disgraced the family. Daenerys is a young, timid girl and is shocked by the fact that she has to marry a big savage like Drogo. Listen, if I'm pronouncing the names wrong, forgive me. Daenerys is the girl with the white hair. I love her. However, she falls in love with him over time and becomes pregnant with his son. As she becomes beloved, as she becomes beloved by the Dothrakis, the Dothraki people, her brother Viserys grows jealous and demanding. He tries bossing around the Dothrakis and Khal Drogo, which doesn't end up well for him, especially given that Jorah has shifted his allegiances from Viserys to Daenerys, and is clearly starting to fall in love with her. Daenerys warned her brother that if he doesn't settle down, he's going to be killed, and in the end, that's exactly what happens. He was evil. Khal Drogo promised him a golden crown in exchange for his marriage to Daenerys, and Drogo follows through on his promise by pouring a goblet of melted gold on Viserys' head, killing him. Daenerys is marching with Khal Drogo and his army when Khal Drogo is injured in a fight. He has a bad cut on his chest, and Daenerys commissions the help of the witch to heal her husband. But the witch poisoned Khal Drogo instead. I knew that was what's going to happen. I was hoping that she wouldn't do that, but I knew she was going to do that. Like, and the thing about it is, Daenerys took up for them, because them people, what the things that they do, what are they, dot Trockies, dot they get to, rape them and do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want to do. They treat them like they're not even human beings. So, and she stopped it, and this lady turns around and poisons her husband. So, She poisons him instead, killing him and causing the nurse to go into an early labor and give birth to a stillborn son. That wasn't the entire reason. Y'all gotta watch it because somebody pushed her down. But the nurse, with her beloved husband and son, both dead, seeks vengeance by burning a witch at the stake. With nothing to lose, she marches into the flames herself with her 3 dragon eggs in hand, but she doesn't die. Instead, when the fire dies and the smoke clears, we see that she's alive and the 3 dragon eggs have hatched into 3 small dragons. Yeah, so then the author of this says time to find out how Dani becomes mother of dragons in season 2. You know you want to. That was great. So I'm gonna do season 2 real quick because I want to catch you all up before Sunday and today's Thursday. So I got a couple of more to do. So you all, I know that I'm reading someone else's piece and I gave credit. So if you have any questions or things like that, if I can answer them, I will. If I can, I'll find the answer for you and then, let you know. But please comment below. Please tell me if you're going to be watching this. Tell me if you love it, if you love to hate it. I mean, because I have a love-hate relationship with the Game of Thrones because the Game of Thrones is off a chain and they just killed all of the good. Well, I'm sorry. I might edit that out, but you just don't know what to expect. That's one of the reasons I like it. It's like a really, really, really good TV show, and I'm just gonna hate to see it go. But I'll tell you before the end of my recaps. But if you all enjoys the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to see all of my upcoming videos. All right, thank you guys for watching. Bye.